Hey guys, Taylor with GammaEdge here, coming at you with a quick market status for Monday, April 24th. Here's our general disclaimer. Give this a read when you've done so. Let's move on. Here, looking at the tick US model, first thing to know, we have the cumulative tick below the short-term moving average ribbon. This is not a constructive sign given we do have railroad tracks down. That's this here. Looking at longer-term moving average, this is still moving lower. Filtered tick, net selling on the day, pretty significant on Friday and Thursday, and then new highs significantly outpaced new lows. Moving on to the tick ARCX model. Same thing, short-term downtrend. We have railroad tracks headed lower. However, longer-term moving average is still higher. All of our long-term signals are still turned on. So for the bulls, we've had a downward sideways drift. We do want to see a further consolidation, then a push back towards the highs that we saw earlier in the week. In the bears, obviously, we want to see a continuation lower down towards this longest term moving average ribbon. So those are two things that we are two different scenarios we're looking at there. Now moving on to the charts themselves. This is a 10 a.m. gamma script from Friday. So this is just price action. The thing to note was on SPY, we had 3 rejections of P-trans. Those were kind of the trades of the day, sell-offs from there. Thing to note really on SPX and really all 3 of the indices is price action really revolved around their 0 gex line here, 0 gex, then we have negative trends, and we have 0 gex here. So there certainly were scalping opportunities if you wanted to risk off of 0 gex. Those were perfectly acceptable intraday trades. It was just really choppy action, so you had to be quick on the trigger there. Moving on to the liquidity stocks that I watch, we have Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, and Nvidia. Really not a lot to say here, just a lot of chop consistent with the general market that we did see. 2 other stocks I wanted to hit on was Meta. Meta here, this was a textbook P-trans to plus gex move. You had a nice consolidation here right around P-trans to size your risk against, and then obviously the target was up to plus gex. This was not on my screen, so I didn't see the trade, but just flipping through charts, this was definitely a setup that we do see often, kind of a patented trade along with this next trade that we are going to talk about. This is on Netflix. This is just the 0 gex to P-trans trade. You had a nice break and retest here of 0 gex. Good level to size your risk against, and then a push up to P-trans, which would have been your profit target there. Yeah, I mean, really just looking at this chart too, here we have negative gex as well. Again, this is a V bottom move, so me personally, I wouldn't have caught anything here. However, if you were looking for some kind of reversal play, this would have been a great risk, really risking a little here with the target would have been up to 0 gex. So, I mean, that risk to reward is just outrageous on that trade. So, something to keep in mind. Now looking at this is our 5 p.m. gamma script, so this is our best guess headed into Monday until obviously Monday morning when we get the all overnight updates. So looking at SPY in between 0 gex and P-trans. So if you're bullish, what I'm looking for is maybe some kind of weakness pre-market into the morning into 0 gex, and then see some kind of push higher to plus gex. Yeah, SPX, not a ton to say there. IWM, again, right around P-trans. So if you're bullish, you want to see this P-trans level hold and push higher. If we do get some kind of morning weakness, maybe that'll kind of break retest down into P-trans and a move down to maybe 0 gex, or we get a move to 0 gex consolidation, they'll push back up to plus gex and higher. And then on Qs, not a ton to say here, kind of right around its negative trans level. So moving on to Apple. Apple, again, just huge consolidation range, not a ton to say there. Tesla, yeah, I mean, really all 4 of these stocks, just a lot of consolidation range right now. Really what I've been looking at is potential, like a break higher of Friday's highs, maybe a push higher. Microsoft, Nvidia, not a ton to say, maybe some kind of retest, 365, pretty important level, then a push up to P-trans. Yeah, Apple, not a ton to say here. 165 again, pretty key level. Maybe get some support of action here, take out kind of consolidation range, then push higher, or you could have some kind of break lower here as well. So a couple different options here, but really nothing clear to me at the moment. The last thing I wanted to hit on, just looking at, this is the EM command. This is our 1 minute charts with our gamma bars. So again, here just hitting on Apple, again, 165 key level. Target to the upside would be 170, just kind of a way to use these charts. Looking at Tesla, so Tesla, we're below 0 gex right now, below 0, below negative trans, so I'd be looking to risk off of negative trans. Then 160 obviously is the big target here, looking at this chart. Looking at Microsoft here, obviously the big strikes are overhead, so maybe some kind of, again, move down to 265, which is plus trans, and then we do get a push higher to these 190, 290 would be our first strike, 295, 300. And then looking at NVIDIA, not a ton to say right now. We are below 0 gex, so any kind of retest of this, then a failed move lower, 260 would be the target. One thing I do want to note, yeah, there are discrepancies between the 5 p.m. grammar script that we showed and these charts. These charts from the data provider may be getting updates, and over the weekend, those are changing their values versus our trading view skips are static files ran at 5 o'clock p.m. on Friday night. So nonetheless, both of them give more or less the same data. So Monday morning, obviously, we want to run the most freshest levels with all the updates, but these are good enough for weekend work. Going to be showing you the major levels and whatnot. So last thing I want to leave you with is this is the SPY hourly chart. Thing to note is we are just in a massive consolidation range right now, so not looking for really any sizable moves in either direction. Really, I'm just very tactical moves right now until we get some kind of I don't know, clearance from this range, either a push higher or a push lower. So, but until then, managing my expectations one trade at a time, right? So with that, best of luck tomorrow. Open mic tonight. So bring y'all's questions in, and we will see you all later. Bye.